Okay, so we're luckily doing a recap of last week's trades. Let's see, start here. The 5 minute. Okay, so starting here. All right, I took this trade here for a sale. The reason why I took that trade was because I had divergence here. It's just small divergence, and price had been trading. Well, it made this level of support here that tested this level of resistance. So I figured since it didn't break above this trend line, that it would probably go down to retest this area right here. So I went in for a sell there. And then there's also this trend line here. I actually had price coming down just a tad bit further, but once I saw it was kind of giving me some indication that it was going to stop here, so I just pulled the trade right there. And then my next trade was here. And why did I take the trade there? I think I had a trend line going through. Let's see. I don't know if it was a trend line from up top or no, I think it was this right here. Yeah, I had this trend line right here, so I just expected price to just go ahead and buy up and break this trend line, but price was not ready yet because I had this break and resist here. I'm like, okay, it's going up. I mean, even though it did go up here, that could have been a nice entry for that buy. But yeah, I got in here. I guess I really didn't have enough confirmations to get in here. So for this trade, I did end up losing that one. Price came back down here. This is divergence here. This could have been a buy, but I think at this time I didn't have that stop loss there. Okay, so if I would have placed this trade and put in the stop loss, I could have got in here for the buy, but I didn't have the stop loss. So right here, I was just waiting for price to go back up so I can close out potentially at break even or some profit. But you know, once it shot up here, I was like, oh, okay, it might hit my TP. So still didn't set a stop loss and did not get out when price came back up. Wait, where did I get out? Yeah. I ended up closing somewhere in this area. I don't know exactly where, but yeah, I closed over there in that area and for a loss. And okay, and then this was the so far one win, one loss. This loss pretty much took away most of the profits from this win. And then here I'm like, okay, this is going up. This is a beautiful trade. So I got in here, and the reason why I got in here is because it was test, break, and retest, and it did go above this trend line here, and it didn't quite touch it, but since it did touch here, I thought it was a good enough retest to go in for the buy. Where I messed up here is I put my stop loss here, which um, I mean, there was nothing wrong with the trade, but with the outlook, but the trade that I placed, I put my stop loss here, but I had my TP all the way up here. So I had my TP for a higher time frame trade, but I had my stop loss set for like a lower time frame trade. So if I would have just been focusing on the lower time frame, I would have gotten out around here. Let's see. Yeah, let's just say that that's so this would have been my impulse correction continuation. I would have got out somewhere around here, which was around where the trend line was. So that would have been a safer play, or even here, that impulse correction continuation. Um, so yeah, the exit should have been right around this area right here. All right, so I got in there and then I saw price come back down to this trend line and then break above and then come back down. So I was like, well, it's going up, so might as well get in for another buy. But then right around here, when like who's trading during that time? Market's supposed to be like pretty much closed. I don't even know what market was open then, but somebody went in there aggressively and sold down. And I mean, I had nice profits here, and it was just closed me out of this trade and almost closed me out of this trade. I'm like, okay, maybe just it's coming back down to retest right here. That's fine. It'll go back up. But I did see here that it could potentially come back down to this trend line in this zone right here, which is what it did, and it closed me out. So there's another loss that could have just been a nice little buy up to this area. And then, I wouldn't even be looking at this right here. Okay, so then when I woke up in the morning, I'm like, oh, this is actually the retest. Because here it didn't quite touch, here it didn't quite touch, but here, yeah, it was all on that. And it touched here and here. So if I was up at 3, that would have been an excellent opportunity to go up to here. But I wasn't. I was up at this time, but I'm like, wait, no, yeah. I was up at this time, so I did get in. I got in here. I got in here. Got in here. And price went up, pretty quickly, but it still only went to this trend line. And then it dropped back down again, but it only dropped down to this trend line area. And I do think now I do have my stop loss at a pretty decent point. When it dropped back down, I did get in for a second position, but I do have my take profit up here. So we just have to see what happens. Let that play out. Um, yeah. So that's what happened for GU. So 1, 2, 3 losses, 1 win, and one that's currently in profit but hasn't played out yet. And the last time I did my daily analysis, I said that this trend line wasn't as important. I wasn't focused on it. I should have been. It's a very strong trend line because price really isn't. I mean, it comes above it some, but it's not really like breaking it. So, yeah. All right. And then going to GN. Okay, this was my first trade. I got in this trade because it touched the trend line here and this trend line here. Um, so I didn't know how far it would go down. I didn't know if price was still buying up or not. So even though we had divergence in the break and retest and all that, I just wanted to be safe. I figured it would at least come to here, but I was being really conservative right here. So yeah, I just took the. Why did I take this? Yeah, because this was kind of like an area coming from here. So yeah, I just took it to there. Um, but it still was a nice trade. It was. I think I got it in there. I got it. It was like 70 something pips. And then I took this trade. Where did I get in for this one? Got in around. I don't know. Nothing about this makes sense now. It's like, what was I looking at? Um, I don't know. Really, I don't know. But yeah, I got in this trade in here somewhere for some reason. And maybe this. Did I get in? Okay, maybe I got in here for a buy. I knew that price was selling, but I was like, maybe I can just get in for a quick buy back up to this area. I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe I just want to lose some money right there because none of that even makes sense. I should have just waited for my sale. Because when price went back up here, that's indication that it was going back down. Price had already retested the area with this point right here, so it didn't have to come back and retest it again. Yeah, so that was obviously a loss. But this loss was like the other loss on GU where I did not have to put in my stop loss. And I placed both of those trades like right together. I should not have been in the market during that time. It wasn't even my normal trading time. It was like 5 something. And that's the time when the spreads are like huge. So I don't know what I was doing. I was just doing something. So yeah, I lost that trade right there. But had I waited and just really looked at price and seen what it was doing, then I would have noticed that little trend line there, price went up there. That would have been indication to go ahead and sell down. This was another opportunity here to buy up. Um, but at this point, I had already lost so much. I wasn't really looking to do anything but GU. And plus, this happened um, earlier in the morning. I was still asleep. Um, this is around the time that I looked at it and I'm like, I'm not about to be watching this. So I didn't really pay attention to that, but that right there could have been another opportunity for an entry. Um, it doesn't look like much, but that's 100 pips right there. So, yeah, that's my weekly recap.